This has probably happened to all of us. Pistol rounds in CS can feel totally random for a lot of players. Everyone's running around at full speed and making the weirdest AD strafes. I'm Brian, and after spending stupid amounts of hours in aim trainers and hitting 2.5 KO on Faceit, I realized that pistol aim comes down to a few basic mechanics that most players mess up. So today I'm gonna show you how to fix them, give you a few tips, and show you how to train it using workshop maps and aim trainers so you can finally start winning your pistol fights. A lot of players make aiming way harder than it has to be. They try to aim with their mouse while almost randomly strafing left and right. And because of this, their strafes and mouse movements aren't synced and they end up essentially fighting their own crosshair. Now you still need to be evasive so you don't get instantly one tap, but you have to be intentional with what you're doing. Instead of overdoing it and randomly AD strafing out of habit, you want to slow your inputs down, make clean and deliberate strafes. When you stop overmoving, it becomes so much easier to make those small micro adjustments because you stop fighting your own erratic strafes. You'd be surprised how many players even above level 10 still make this exact mistake. But if you fix this, you suddenly realize you have way more time to take the shot than you thought. You stop panicking, stay calm, and kind of actually feel locked in during the fights. So after fixing it, it will look kind of like this, where you can see that the player is doing everything that we talked about. His strafes are clean and intentional while staying evasive and also helping his aim at the same time. You probably know this feeling when 5 enemies are rushing your side, your heart spikes, and as you try to adjust to their head, your hand just locks up. Your crosshair jitters all over the place, and you just die without landing any shots. This feeling of your arm locking up is caused by too much physical tension, and as some of you know it, death gripping. When fights get chaotic, a lot of players panic without realizing it, and slowly squeeze their mouse harder and harder. But when you squeeze your hand, wrist, and forearm too much, your muscles completely lock up. Aiming requires fine motions, but when you aim with too much tension, you lose control, and instead of making smooth adjustments, your aim becomes very shaky and your micro adjustments look kind of jumpy or laggy. Next time you find yourself in a similar situation, pay attention to your tension. You only want enough tension to hold the mouse securely. Think of it like holding an egg, firm enough that you don't drop it, but light enough that you don't crush it. A good habit is using small moments between fights, like holding an angle or waiting behind a cover, to relax your hand and reset that tension before your next fight starts. To see what good pistol mechanics look like in high pressure situations, look at this clip from KovaaKs. He's holding around car on Mirage and he's facing what essentially is a full execute. 3 enemies are gonna run out of abs and 1 guy's gonna push up short. This is the exact moment where a lot of players would death grip their mouse and start clicking as fast as possible. Look at his movement first. When the fight breaks out, he isn't spamming A and D or panic crouch, he strafes completely intentional. He uses the cover near car, isolates one fight at a time, and stops completely before taking each shot. Or have a look at this one. KovaaKs is standing in mid, completely out in the open. 2 enemies are coming from underground, and 2 enemies are swinging from T-side mid. This is a very stressful situation, and it's completely normal if you tend to grip your mouse harder here. But look at how KovaaKs handles it instead. He doesn't panic and keeps his grip relaxed. Look at the time when they're peeking in from underground. Look at how smooth those micro corrections are. That wouldn't be possible if he was gripping his mouse too hard. Now I wanna talk about 2 bad habits that will ruin your pistol aim every single time. This happens constantly. You see an enemy and shoot while your crosshair is still nowhere near them. When you rush your first shots, you throw away your most accurate bullets. Instead, force yourself to actively confirm your crosshair is on the enemy before shooting. It might feel slower at first, but with practice, you can quickly see it on my clip here, where if you slow it down, you can see that I'm confirming my crosshair is on the target, but if you speed it back up, it's fast and almost not slowing me down at all. And the second one is clicking too fast. Pistols have recoil, and I see this way too often with my teammates. They spam click the USB so fast that they're basically just praying to God that the bullet magically connects. Pistol aim needs a rhythm. You want to shoot at a pace where your recoil has time to reset. So how do you actually practice all of this? I'll give you both in-game option and one in KovaaKs. So for the in-game option, I'm gonna use a map that's called Aim 3 in FPS, and I'm gonna leave it in the description. So when you first get into the map, you're gonna see these 3 windows in front of you and 4 options on the left. I like to choose the no view model one because it feels like KovaaKs for me. And then I wanna go into the round area targets. After that, you're gonna spawn in this map, and I'm gonna leave the settings you wanna set on the screen right now. If you find these bots too hard, you can always make it easier here, either by slowing them down or maybe removing the random movement thing, which helps a lot. Alternatively to this, you can also do it with static targets. This is gonna help with your flicks and also with your target confirmation and keeping your tension low again. So you want to focus that after flicking, your tension is not too high to the point where you cannot micro comfortably. Alternatively, you can do this, where you're gonna choose no moving targets and have 6 targets with the size of 4. And you're gonna have them on the wall. You're gonna come closer and you're gonna start shooting them again. And again, you wanna focus on keeping your tension low between the flicks and confirming that you're actually on the target. I find this map really interesting. So if you wanna see like a whole aim training video around this map, let me know down in the comments. And now for the part inside of aim trainers. I'm gonna start with KovaaKs. I'm gonna give you a playlist code in the description that you can put here at the bottom of online playlist tab. Then click the icon next to it and hit play. The first scenario is being click wide. We want to ideally flick in front of the target, and then as the target crosses our crosshair, target confirm and click. With time, the distance by which you're leading will shorten. As you go through with your run, you might also notice that your attention is building up from the constant flicking and micro adjusting. So focus on keeping it lower. Second one is din micros. This one is very straightforward. We want to cleanly move through the map and focus on our micro corrections. The main thing is to keep them smooth and controlled. The third one is pass to perfected, where we want to flick, and after we land our flick, focus on where the target is and make a controlled micro correction with good click timing. And the last one is floating heads, which basically combines all of the skills we just practiced. We want to flick, and while we are mid-flick, see what the target is doing and already be prepared to adjust accordingly. This scenario is like an ultimate test if we have good leading, click timing, flicking, and also micro adjustments. That's it for this one. Let me know in the comments if you got any questions about anything and I'll help you out. And if you learned something new today, hit that like button and subscribe for more guides. Appreciate you watching and I'll see you in the next one.